Happy New Year, Insiders!
Hello!
Barbara here with a face that I hope you will find familiar.
I got some glasses
Yes.
since last time, so
Yes.
if you don't recognize me, I am the same person.
Can confirm, this is Todd. He's another product manager here at YouTube working on search and discovery and how do we get your videos out there into the world.
Yeah, we're going to talk about suggested videos in the homepage today.
Yeah, we wanted to formally welcome Todd into our Creator Insider hosting nation. Todd is going to be volunteering more of his time so that we'll have a more regular series and a set of videos coming out from him. We heard loud and clear you wanted more information about search and discovery, the algorithm, the types of things that Todd is an expert in, so it just makes sense that you're just going to come on and you're just going to lead all of this.
All right, well, I hope to give everyone the information they want to hear and do a good job.
So, with that said, I'm actually going to peter out and go back to my day job, and Todd is going to welcome his first guest.
All right, so let's get started. My first guest is Rachel, so why don't you come on, Rachel? Welcome to Creator Insider. Rachel's first video. Why don't you tell the audience what you work on at YouTube?
Sure. So I'm Rachel. I work on YouTube analytics, specifically a lot of the insights that you might see on like your video snapshot card or on the video overview page and also on the channel overview.
So really trying to distill all the data that we provide in analytics, make it easier for people to know what's going on with their videos and their channel without having to dig through a bunch of numbers so you could get back to making videos based on what you learn.
Exactly. A lot of it is about understanding how viewers behave and what's going on with your audience. And we're trying to automate a lot of that for you because we know it's really difficult to dig through your data and do a lot of the analysis.
Great. So you want to talk about the homepage today?
Yeah. So we've received a bunch of great questions about discovery from you. And we wanted to today talk about a lot of the different ways that viewers discover videos on YouTube and then answer a lot of your specific questions about how your videos are getting discovered.
All right, so why don't we start with the homepage. This is kind of the first thing viewers see whenever they open up YouTube, whether it's on their computer or an app or living room. And our goal there is to make it a one-stop shop where a viewer can find whatever they want to watch. Now, people usually come in, they don't necessarily have we don't know what they're in the mood for, so we have to give them a variety of results. Because it's not like search where they just type in something they're looking for, we kind of have to guess. And so we create the system for the homepage that's really designed to get users to find a video they're going to watch and enjoy. And we look at two things primarily to help us do that. One of those things is what we know about the viewer and their history of what types of videos they watched before, what channels do they watch, do they watch long videos, do they watch short videos, all sorts of things like that. So we want to know who is this viewer and what do they like. And then the other thing that can really influence the recommendations on the homepage is the performance of the video. So when we do show this video on the homepage, do people that are like this viewer click on it? Do they watch it? How long do they watch? And how is it performing on average relative to other videos that we might also be showing to similar viewers? So it's a combination of personalization for the viewer and then also performance.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
are kind of the two key ingredients.
Yeah, so in analytics specifically, home is also called browse. And browse as a verb really means somebody looking through either a set of information or in this case a set of videos without a specific intent about what they want. So that's actually very similar to how viewers behave on home when they arrive at that destination. Maybe they come there and they're a casual viewer. They're not quite sure with what they want to watch. And I think that matches our recommendations on that surface too, where we have a really diverse set of options. It's videos from your past watch history, it's videos from channels you subscribe to, it's videos from new viewers, and videos that were popular with similar audiences.
Yeah, so we really try to present a lot of variety there so that it's we can make sure people can find at least something that they're going to want to watch. All right, so should we move on to watch next and suggested?
Yes.
So another main way that videos get discovered is through what you might see in the product as up next. We sometimes call it watch next, but in analytics it's called suggested videos. And really that feature on the watch page is really around trying to help the viewer find another video to watch next after the one they're currently watching. So it's a little bit different from the home page because we already have some sense of context for that viewer that they've started to watch this video. And so unlike the home page, we'll probably be bringing in a lot more videos that are related topically or from the same channel to try to help serve those viewers who want to kind of continue watching the same sort of thing. But we also, like the home page, will look at personalization too and try to recommend videos that may not be the same topic, because one of the things that viewers have told us, both directly and through their behavior, is that sometimes they want to change the channel, right? So they might be watching a music video or, getting updated on their latest vlogger, but then once they watch that, they want something different. And so we really try to, again, have a variety so that no matter what type of user it is, whether they're looking to go deeper or switch context, that there's some results there for them. One thing that we've done to try to help with this, we don't always get it right, guessing which they want, and sometimes viewers feel a bit overwhelmed by lots of different video choices. And so in response to that, we released a new feature a few months ago that we call chips internally. But if you ever notice, there's some bubbles with words on them at the top of the list of suggested videos. It's currently on Android, rolling out on iOS soon, coming to the web soon. These little chips, the viewer can tap on those chips. Some of them are topics, some of them might say like related, or more from this creator, or recently uploaded. These are all different ways that people want to browse videos. And so it offers them the ability, if we didn't get it right with the videos we recommended, they could say, oh, well, I am interested in related videos right now, so let me click related, and then it'll filter those results to that intent. So we're really trying to serve every need that a viewer has when they come to the watch page, and Chips is one way that we're doing that for them.
Yeah, for sure. So the homepage and Watch Next is how the majority of viewers on YouTube discover new videos. So we wanted to use this time today to answer some of your questions about what this means for you and your channel.
All right, so can you help me think about what are some questions that creators have about suggested that you hear when they're asking you what's going on?
Absolutely. I think the most common one is definitely about performance drops.
Okay.
So a lot of creators at some point in their career will see a decrease in the amount of viewership they're getting from either suggested or home. So how about we start with that?
Okay. So overall, suggested traffic has been steadily going up over time. Mm-hmm. So there's no like system-wide issue that we've seen where traffic to suggested is dropping. So but what is changing constantly is the rankings in suggested, and those are updated pretty much constantly. We collect over 80 billion bits of information, feedback from the audience every day, and we feed that right back into the system so that it can know which videos are engaging and satisfying the viewers on each suggested list. And so
when you're saying the rankings changing,
yeah.
Do you mean you're changing the algorithm, or do you mean viewers' interests are changing?
It's more about viewers' interest changing, and different viewers are coming in, and viewers' tastes are changing over time. The other thing to think about with these rankings is that they're actually different for every viewer. So you and I could go and watch the same video today at the same time, and the recommendations and suggested that you see will be different based on your history compared to what I see. And so we're really trying to optimize that for every viewer to give them what they're going to want the most.
Right. In analytics, I know this is something a lot of you want to look into if you're seeing a decline in your performance. Specifically with suggested, when you're looking at that in YouTube analytics, that's literally a list of the videos that people watched last before they either discovered your video or your channel. And that's really powerful information.
So you want to go into traffic sources and then suggested, and what you'll see there is a list of videos. Mm-hmm. And that's basically where your traffic's coming from on the watch page.
Yeah, and it can show you videos that don't belong to your channel that your audience is also watching. Most of the time it's probably videos that are owned by you. But a lot of the time you can get an idea of what else your viewers are interested in, what they're watching. And if you see trends in that changing over time, you can understand why your audience interest is either increasing or declining.
Yeah, so there's, when people ask me about like, well, why is the traffic changing? I think about, 3 different things that could be influencing that. Those 3 things are like supply, demand, and personalization. So I'll go into each one of those things. So let's start with demand. Demand is basically how much interest is there out there in whatever topic you're covering or whatever type of video you're making, and this can change over time. We see trends, and we encourage people to go into Google Trends to kind of see what people are searching for on YouTube. We have another video about Google Trends that we'll link down in the description, so check that out. But that can give you a sense of the demand for the type of thing that you're doing a video about, and that can change pretty significantly over time.
Right. What people watched 5 years ago is very different than what people are watching today.
So the second thing is the supply, and here we're talking about what are other creators uploading. And so we know that like every minute there's 500 hours of video being uploaded to YouTube. And so the types of videos that are being uploaded is constantly changing as creators come up with new ideas, or more creators start producing videos about a similar topic. So the competitive landscape is changing over time, and that can kind of influence how your video performs relative to other videos that the viewer might be interested in watching.
Right.
Then the last one is personalization, and this is really, as I mentioned, those rankings are different for every user because we're trying to give every user what they want. And viewers' tastes change, and they ebb and flow over time.
Yeah, and tactically as a creator, if you have a question like, how do I get more traffic from Watch Next? You can't really optimize your videos for a traffic source or a surface, but you can for your audience. So if you really want your viewers to continue watching your videos, one strategy I see some creators doing is, of course, like making really consistent content or like a series. That way, if those videos start being watched together, they're topically related, and they attract the same type of viewer, they're very likely going to come up next to each other and watch next. That's something I think sometimes we call like co-watch, like videos that are watched together. And that's one of the signals that inform ranking. So series are a really powerful way to keep viewers watching.
Yeah, that's a good technique for suggested and getting people to enjoy another video. If you can transition from the video you're going to another one like it, that'll help. But overall, I wouldn't worry too much about whether your views are coming from suggested or home. Sometimes it's just, sometimes people just watch more from home on one day and more from suggested, and we really try to get each video out to the interested audience no matter where they are in the YouTube app. And so sometimes that'll be from different places.
So that's another frequently asked creator question about discovery. So say I'm a creator and all of a sudden I'm receiving more or less traffic from one source. Like all of a sudden I'm getting more traffic from home or suggested. What does that mean about me and my videos?
Yeah, so, it could just be chance and what viewers happen to be doing that day. One pattern we've seen sometimes with suggested versus home, that if your video, say, isn't doing as well or isn't getting as many views from suggested, one pattern we've seen is around thumbnails. Yeah. So right now, the homepage thumbnails are much larger than the ones that appear in suggested, and that can actually lead to different performance depending on where the user's browsing from. And we've seen examples where when you actually take a thumbnail that works really well on home and show the same thumbnail smaller and suggested, it's just kind of harder to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. It's not as attractive to the viewer. Maybe they don't understand what the video's about and they scroll by and suggested, whereas in home with a big thumbnail, they're more engaged. So one tip that we encourage creators to do is to look at their thumbnails at different sizes.
Yeah, and especially on mobile.
Yeah, see what it looks like in the suggested feed. Just do a little mock-up and make sure that you've optimized so it'll work at both sizes. That's something you could do if you're not getting as much traffic from suggested. It could be something you could tweak with your thumbnails.
Something we mentioned in the beginning was also the level of viewer intent on different surfaces. So as we mentioned, home sometimes has more casual audiences. Suggested, sometimes you might have tapped into a particular audience interest or topic, Or someplace like search, you have really high viewer intent where the viewer knows exactly what they want to watch. Sometimes the type of content you're making will attract viewers that have different behaviors. For example, cooking channels is one of them, have a higher percentage of views from search. That's not because our systems decided to promote those videos more on that traffic source. It's because the way that people look for cooking videos sometimes is through search. They'll search how to make French toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that you can make French toast pizza. Have you seen any videos on that?
No, I have not.
But yeah, and then on home, maybe people are just kind of in the mood to just see whatever comes up, and maybe they may be more open to a different type of video than if they're have a particular intent, like on search and suggested. That could explain differences there.
You can also see that in YouTube analytics. Like if you were looking through the different click-through rates on those traffic sources, you can see that some viewers have higher or lower intent than others. For example, click-through rates on the subs feed might appear really high because that audience has already shown intent to watch you. They're subscribed to you, like they're watching you on their subs feed. So the click-through rate there might look much higher than a surface like home, where they may not be familiar with your content, and those rates might look a little bit lower. So you can see it reflected in your own data.
One question that I hear a lot is, if I do a bad video, is that going to affect my next video's performance? So we aim to get every video out to the audience that's going to be interested in, and we recognize that not every video on every channel has the same level of appeal. Sometimes you produce a video that is much more appealing, and we don't want to fix the audience that is going to see that video. So we try to get each video out to its audience. Now, with that said, there is, as we try to rank the videos for each viewer, one thing that's really helpful to know is what is that viewer's history with watching different channels. Mm-hmm. And so when you think about rankings, think less about like, oh, well, does YouTube has some sort of channel reputation score where it's it's like clarify, you're a 7 out of 10 across all channels and that's going to determine your video. That's not how it works. Instead, what we're doing is users show up, open up the app, open up the homepage, and we're like, oh, we got to find some videos for this viewer. What would be some good videos? And one of the first things we look at is, well, what channels have they watched before? Mm-hmm. And so thinking about your ranking, realize that you have a different ranking. Your channel has a different ranking for every viewer on YouTube. You have some viewers out there that you're the number one channel that they watch more than any channel on YouTube. But a lot of viewers, they may have 100 subscriptions and 100 different channels they watch, maybe 50 different channels, and you're number 7 or you're number 33.
So just to confirm, this isn't a ranking that we have at YouTube.
No.
This is how popular you are, how much of your content is watched with a specific viewer.
Yeah, so each viewer, in some sense, has a ranking of the channels they watch, and we look at that, and then that influences the ranking of the videos we give to that viewer. So a lot of people think about the system as like, oh, I'm a creator, I upload a video, and then YouTube sends that video out to a bunch of viewers. We don't actually, the way the system works is not where we have a video that we need to find viewers for. It's actually the other way around. The system gets triggered whenever a viewer shows up needing some recommendations to look at, and so we look at what we understand about that viewer and try to find the best videos for that viewer. So we try to find videos for viewers, not viewers for videos.
Right. Thanks for explaining that, Todd.
All right. Well, I hope that we gave you some insights here. Again, we have some other videos on the algorithm that you can watch. Maybe we'll even put together a playlist so that if you dig this kind of content, you can go watch some more. Well, thanks for joining us today. Please leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe. Ring the bell. What else do they need to do?
That's a lot of things already.
Why don't you just keep watching? That's the most important part. Keep it real.
Yeah, we forgot. Keep it real.